Okay, now you worked with Pun and Fat Joe for the My World record on Don Cartagena. Was you in there
Yeah,
for that session?
yeah, I did. It's interesting. Back then, a lot of records was made hands-on. So once
Okay.
I placed the music, I literally was in the studio with Joe the whole time making that record. And when originally it had an R&B singer named Veronica, a female Latin singer named Veronica that was bubbling on the R&B scene back then. There was a version of the record I did with her on it that never came out. And
Mm.
Joe was sitting with the record and he kept saying, it still needs something. He wasn't happy with it. It felt like just a good hip hop R&B record like that. Then he just switched gears completely. It's like, I'm gonna just take it to the street, and that's when he put Pun on the hook instead. You know what I mean? It was more aggressive, and I think that might have been why it wasn't a single on the album. Because originally, the version I originally had was leading on being one of the singles. But then at the tail end of that album, Puff came in and did some work with Joe, and the budget that they had for that project, a lot of that budget went to investing in that Puff record. So Atlantic Records shifted gears and put the Puff record out first.
Mm.
If you remember, Puff had a single out on that album.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, but that's man, that's amazing. You got to work with Joe. Joe got almost 30 years in the game, probably more.
Oh
Who
yeah,
knows? You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Joe's the homie. We haven't seen each other in some time, but it was a pleasure working with him on that first album, and that was his first gold record. So I could say I was a part of his first like actual commercial success as a recording artist. I mean, we knew each
Yeah.
other before that, just again being in them same circles in D&D, but that first time I worked on an album with him, and it was like lucrative was that album. That was like 98 going into 99. And it's crazy. I got the chance to have a Pun on a record before he passed. So rest in peace, Big Pun.
Yeah, definitely. Rest in peace, Big Pun. One of the more explosive MCs we ever seen, man. He was like a
Bro, Pun,
shooting
Pun,
star. He
Pun,
came
Pun,
so fast
Pun
and
was so
went.
crazy with it. I actually sat and watched him do a verse on Clue's album before he
Wow.
passed. And amazing talent, amazing talent. We ran into each other on the streets a couple of times, but we never, outside of that feature on Joe's album, we never got a chance to work together. You know what I mean? So,
Okay, but
you know,
man, that's more than enough, man.
yeah, Pun was a problem though.
Yeah, for
I
real.
think if he
Definitely.
if he would have still been alive, he would have been a monster up to at this point, and he probably would have opened
Definitely.
a lot more doors for other artists in his circle. You know?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. Let me see now. Now, how did you connect with Nas? Y'all first worked together on Stillmatic. That was
Actually,
the
yeah,
first.
actually, I mean, I crossed paths with Nas in D&D Studios back then, but we never worked